Hi, this is Michael Stevenson, president of Transform Destiny, the top NLP training company in North America, and I'm here with one of our trainers, Paula.
Hi.
How you doing, Paula?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
That's great. So let us know, what really got you into NLP? What got you curious about it and got you into the field?
Oh, well, originally I was working in the field of transformation as a coach, and I was experiencing clients sort of hitting the cap of change in terms of sustainable change. And I couldn't figure out why sometimes they could move past that place and sometimes they couldn't. And then a colleague of mine introduced me to NLP, specifically Transform Destiny NLP. And so I did some research with it, and I still didn't totally understand it, but when I took the course, your first one I took was conversational hypnosis, and learned about the subconscious mind, which was, for me, it was more of understanding about how NLP works with the subconscious mind than NLP itself. That's sort of the magic behind it. And then once I understood that and how that can impact clients in terms of change work, that changed everything for me. I was like, I need to know everything about NLP. I want to know all of the information, all of the ways of how I can use it. And it just unlocked everything that I was looking for that I didn't know that I was looking for.
I love it. Even, there's so many people out there who are coaches these days that they haven't even done any training. They just call themselves a coach. And, very often what happens, they kind of hang that shingle out and they go, I'm a coach now, and they start taking clients. And then, like you said, there comes a point where all of a sudden they hit a wall with their clients, and they're like, I can't figure out how to get them past this. Then what starts to happen? Imposter syndrome. What if they find out I'm a fraud? What if they find out I don't know what I'm doing? And all these things. And to me, NLP is the cure for imposter syndrome, because it gives you tools that are so powerful. You'll never have clients your clients will come to you stuck, but you'll be able to get them through that.
Yeah.
It's
true. And I would say that part of what comes up is definitely you're doubting yourself. Because if you can't use the coaching, if you did have formal training as a coach and your training isn't working, it's not allowing, or it's not helping the clients get to sustainable change, then you start trying from within yourself to fill in the gaps or make the change for your clients, and you learn that it's not about yourself and your own capabilities in terms of what you know personally and what you've experienced in life that's really going to help your clients create that change. It's it's being able to pull out from within them what they need to make that change, and it's not going to come from you sharing your experiences or intuitively trying to steer them in a direction that you think is right for them, and then that just all crumbles and falls to pieces for sure.
Right. Or giving advice, which so many people out there calling themselves coaches, but what they're really doing is the role of consulting.
Yes.
Trying to tell people what to do, but what worked for you will not necessarily work for the next person for various reasons.
Exactly.
A lot of times it's what's up here.
Yes.
And that's what NLP gives us, the structure of working with that and helping people just blast past those hurdles.
Yes.
I love it. It's interesting, even for you coming from all of our trainers came from us from different areas. You came from the coaching industry, and just seeing that we even have people who come to us and they say, I did this year-long coaching program, or these really in-depth long coaching programs, and then they would say, I still get to the place where my clients are stuck, and then they come to NLP. And in the matter of a week of live training or online training, and then some pre-studies, they're able to just get through them. I like to think of it like the Matrix. The end of the Matrix when Neo sees the Matrix, and it's like nothing in the world the way the world worked before. That was all an illusion, and now it's like I really get it.
Yeah. It really is true, and I would say that's as a person who loves the transformation field, and everybody in this industry that I meet has these giant hearts that want to help people. And they will do everything they can to try and help them. But when their training doesn't give them the ability to match the desire of their heart for help, that's when they start questioning, am I in the right field? Maybe this is not something that I should be doing. Maybe I should just go back to something more skill-based in terms of just tactics instead of transformation, because I feel like transformation has a lot of space where you do have to be very creative and trust your instincts and your in the moment sort of creating a result versus following step 1, step 2, step 3. Even though there is a structure to it, it's not like it just like a computer program just follows the steps. There's a lot of art and savviness, I feel, but without understanding things like the subconscious mind and then having the techniques to come in as the structure when you need the structure, it's very difficult. I don't know, I've been in the field for many, many years before I learned NLP, and I don't think that I ever would have on my own learned about how to work with the subconscious mind without the NLP training.
Yeah, most coaching that's done is conscious mind coaching, just like most old school therapy. Talk therapy was all talking to the conscious mind. That's why it took so long, you know? Yes. And so I love it. So one of the words that you used in your last response there is a word that's not brought up in the field of NLP very much, which is the word heart. You and I were talking about this morning. You know, NLP traditionally is a very structured, logical. You know, it's a field that doesn't have a lot of spirituality or spirit, maybe not spirituality, spirit in it, and heart. So, talk about that a little bit, and you know, in the context of Transform Destiny, I know that was one of the things you said to the reason why you chose us.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I'm a self-proclaimed missionary. And when I say that, what I just mean is I'm on a mission for transformation for humanity. And when I learned that Transform Destiny's mission also is to transform the world one person at a time, I immediately felt aligned with that. And then in getting to know you and Kayla and the rest of the people who work with Transform Destiny, I saw the consistency of that I don't know how you guys have assembled the group of people that you have, but either intuitively or intentionally, whatever it was, you were definitely honing in on people with heart. And I feel like consistently across the board, all the way from top, all the way through to, I don't want to say bottom, I shouldn't say that, all the way across the board, from left to right, up and down, from every angle, everybody in this company is very much from the heart person. And whether it is interacting from a customer service perspective or from the marketing and tech perspective or creating the trainings and all the things or the trainers themselves, everybody has a desire to help humanity in some way. Yep. And I think bringing that piece into something that's very structured like NLP is really important, because otherwise I see it again, just people being textbook practitioners, just like I saw in the coaching field, people who learn the structure of coaching and have a curriculum even that they follow, and they think that all they really need is to follow, you know, the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, and that they're going to have really awesome coaching. And you know, fortunately, some curriculum is built where it does have some very good structure, and if you just followed it like a textbook coach, then you could get some results. But what do you do after, you know, like the first 15 minutes when you followed all of the steps? You know, what do you do with the rest of the session? So I love that Transform Destiny weaves in heart and allows people to really express who they are through the process without judgment, and even leveraging that, I would say, for sure, really showing the art of how we leverage through the questions and through the how to bring the techniques together in such a way that create the best result for the client.
Right. And Transform Destiny, I mean, or NLP is very often referred to almost like a mechanical type of thing. It's even often referred to as a technology. But when you remove the humanism out of it, you know, that's an issue sometimes. And I think, you know, a lot of times, like there's, you know, unfortunately, we've all heard that there are some people in the field who don't necessarily practice with integrity. And I think a lot of that comes down to taking the heart and the human out of it and just treating it like a mechanical thing. Whereas, you know, that's part of our, you know, real mission in the field as well, is to, you know, bring the heart back into NLP if it was ever there in the first place, bring heart into it, and also, you know, really bring a strong essence of integrity into NLP. Yeah. So that people are not only using it right, but doing it for the right purposes.
When I came into Transform Destiny, first as a student, that I was looking for something specifically that was going to be at a high level of quality, because that was my background already. I had high quality training in other areas. And so that was kind of my standard, if you will. And I did a lot of research and found Transform Destiny head and shoulders was always coming out on top, no matter who I was, you know, checking it up against. And then the piece that really was the sinker for me, if you will, that made me go all in, was the emphasis on ethics, you know, being very ethical with NLP, because there's definitely some negative reputation out there as well, negative connotation with it, and which was why I hesitated to get involved sooner. You know, years I had heard about it, and I was like, no, because I heard NLP together with negative things, and so I just didn't even look any further. But then when it came to my attention to check it out, then I did, and I wanted something that was going to be a positive experience, that it would be used for something good. I wanted that proof, and so when I heard words like integrity and ethical and things like that, I said, wait a minute, this is different than anything I've ever heard about NLP before. So let me learn a little bit more about this. And then once I became involved with Transform Destiny, and hearing things like everything's win-win and ecological, and then seeing how generous you and Kayla are with your bonuses and how much truly you are about your mission, that you're willing to do so much. They have so much flexibility to help people stay in the education and continue to grow, and I've just never seen anything like that before. That much generosity, that much flexibility for the purpose of people actually being able to continue with learning all the things and then getting out in the world and using the tools and everything you can really to help them succeed. So that was huge for me to understand that Transform Destiny is that kind of company, and I'm very, very proud to be part of that movement and an organization who functions from that perspective.
Believe it or not, there are NLP trainers out there that say it's not our responsibility whether somebody does something with it when they leave the class. Like, they're almost like, well, I got the money and I did the training, so get out of here, and frankly, one of my trainers was like that as well. And for me, it was like, especially when people are coming in and they don't have any business experience, or it is a business moving into being a coach, being a practitioner. And so that was really important for me to create that structure where people would have something to get them started, moving forward. So everyone on our team, this is something I talk about a lot, is that normally when somebody becomes an NLP trainer, they open up their training company and they're the person. You train with one person and that's it. And as we have grown into our mission of transforming the world, we've had to obviously get bigger and bigger and bigger and help more people. And so it's grown beyond me. Originally I was that guy, and you went to train with Michael Stevenson, but now we're at a point where we're training in 26 cities around America. We've done trainings on four continents, and it's we have just such a breadth now of trainers. So one of the things I think is really cool is that we have, all of our trainers are like very different personalities. It's not like there's just that one person, you're stuck with that person, you got to train that person. And very often we get people who, they do find the one trainer who they love and they train with that trainer at every training. And some people are like, well, I want to train with all of the trainers, and they kind of come to different trainings. But tell me what's in terms of that, what's unique about you that you bring to the team? And the way that we're obviously teaching NLP, which is structural. NLP has to be taught the same way, but the way our flair and personality that we bring to it is different in each class.
Yes, I agree. And I love the specialization, if you will, of each of the trainers in terms of how they bring their own flavor. Because I've also been a student of all of the trainers, as well as now work side by side with them. And I love that they each have their own perspective. And so I would say for me, especially what I have in common with a lot of the people who come into the trainings through Transform Destiny is my coach background. I have years and years and years of coaching as a background, and so I do have that perspective when I'm looking at the curriculum, and when I'm teaching the curriculum, I can connect the dots and tie it into how subconscious mind makes such a difference when coaching somebody or working with somebody in whatever the title or label of the type of transformation expert comes into the training. The fact of the matter is, unless they have been specifically studying transformation with subconscious mind, they've only been working with the conscious mind. So as a coach who came from that background, I can speak specifically to that and really emphasize the importance of this huge, massive new approach that a transformation expert can use with NLP and hypnosis and core, all the things that we teach to the highest levels. And I would say that would be something that's a little bit different for my background that I can bring. And also the fact that I do see from the lens, through the lens of a missionary. I've been on a missionary journey since I was 19 years old, and everything that I do is always from the perspective of being that person who thinks that way. And not that the others aren't that way, but I intentionally infuse that in as this is work for humanity and the greater good. And that's really important to me, to be able to say it that way, to express it that way, to share it that way, and to be supported from you guys to be able to do it that way.
I love it. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk with me today, and look out for Paula. We're doing trainings all over North America, and Paula teaches many of them, so she's on the schedule, and hopefully you'll get to meet some of the people out there in student land.